Gentlemen, again, is we open and take a look into his heart, as I've always had in my being part of the employer sector right now, the welfare of seafarers' families, and I think that's very much evident in what his company has made, innovative programs for the welfare of the seafarers' families. Hindi ko na po pahahabain, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all give a big round of applause to the President of the OSM Maritime Services Incorporated, Vice Admiral Adonis B. Donato, sir.
Ms. Marisa Oka, President of the GIG and the Amazing Sampaguita Foundation, and host and organizer of this convention. I understand the Honorable Administrator of Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, so coming. Admin Carmelita Dimson, of course, our erstwhile speaker, Senior Admiral Ed Santos, Vice President of AMSOP and President of the Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, our distinguished foreign guests, my colleagues in the maritime industry, our dear seafarers and their wives and families, and of course our Wives Association, family Seafarers Family Clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am truly honored and pleased to have been invited as one of the presenters in this first ever International Seafarers Family Convention, and to speak about the important, and I understand, more delicate, more controversial topic, security for the future of seafarers and their families. This bio sign brings me back to memory lane when I was sailing for many years on worldwide trade. And by just looking at you, I can't help but recall the same nostalgic experiences you and your wife have been enduring while seeking for a greener or brighter future for your family. But far more than just being able to provide daily food on the table and better security for your family, I would like to believe that all of you, dear fellow seafarers who have come to this momentous convention, do realize that seafaring is a noble profession, and I may confidently say it is probably second to none in nobility and importance. It is probably so important and so noble that in the earliest biblical time of Noah, God chose the ark, or the boat, as the holy vessel to save the next generation of human and animal life. And through the passing of time, up to our present dispensation, the seafaring profession has continued to save lives, feed people, promote progress, move the economy, and more so, deliver everything. That is everything that we need and enjoy in this life, as you can see on the right side of the screen. Being a master mariner myself, and having sailed for a good number of years, I strongly believe that it is also high time, in fact, long overdue. We should not forget to give the same token of recognition to the seafarer families, likewise, for they so deserve. We must understand that it is for the sake and future of the beloved families that the seafarers brave the high seas, the stormy weather, and the perils that go with sailing, as fire on board, collision, capsizing or sinking of the vessel, and most recently, the despicable onslaught of the dreaded piracy incidents. But despite these fearful dangers and hardship that go with it, seafaring has become an indispensable career, owing to the fact that 90% of the world trading is done through shipping. For without shipping, the world economy and progress will suffer, and many people from famine-stricken countries would die of hunger and malnourishment. But ships do not move by themselves. It is the crew or the seafarers who make them move and bring the vessel safely and timely to its port of destination and deliver its valuable cargoes. Therefore, seafarers will always be there as long as there will be ships to sail and cargoes to deliver, and for as long as shipping remains the primary means of world trading. Having said this, it now becomes clear why seafarers are indispensable to the world. The seafarers sustain shipping to service humanity and move the economy of the world. Here in the Philippines, for example, during the height of the global financial crisis, it was the remittances of overseas workers which sustained the Philippine economy from the adverse effects of the worldwide recession. Thus, it was only proper for our government to declare our overseas workers, both land-based and sea-based, as modern heroes, or in our native lingo, ang mga bagong bayani. Yes, this was a welcome and long-awaited pronouncement, calling our seafarers modern heroes, for they rightfully deserve such honor. But then again, I say that in this acclamation, one important element is missing, and this is, of course, none other than the seafarer families themselves. They are the very reason why our hero seafarers gladly take all the challenges in order and sacrifices of a sea life in order to make a living, provide education for the children, and secure the welfare and future of his family, which otherwise could be difficult to achieve had the seafarer opted for a normal job ashore. Meanwhile, it must be rightfully said that the yoke of sacrifices being carried by the seafarer are not borne by him alone, but shared also by his wife and family altogether. For whenever the seafarer leaves home to go on board ship, the wife herself has to take over the burden of responsibility at home. She has to assume the role of the father at home, concurrent with her basic role as the wife and the mother in the family. When the seafarer is at home, doing his duty as the father, he becomes the captain of the ship of the home, while the wife takes the role as the chief officer. But when the seafarer leaves home, then the wife has to automatically act as the captain of the family ship in addition. Of course, in every opportunity possible, she gets in touch with the husband on board, and the mutual decisions made by them both, the wife carries out at home. Furthermore, the wife helps in a big way in managing the family finances by saving and taking good care of the seafarer's hard-earned income, by proper budgeting, and may even go to the extent of engaging in small-scale business to beef up the family's economy. And the children too. They carry the their own share of the load of sacrifices, bearing the loneliness and emptiness of the absentee father at home for many months, especially during special moments and occasions like Christmas, New Year, birthdays, school graduation, and the like, which are normally celebrated and enjoyed together by the whole family. And the children have to accept and embrace the sad reality of growing up with a father who is away at sea most of the time. The children likewise give their share by helping their mother in the household chores, studying well, exercising due diligence in the daily expenses, and living within the budget of the family. Having said all this, therefore, the families are very much a part and parcel of the sacrifices that the seafarer has to bear while away working at sea. The wife and the children would avoid bringing disturbing problems to the seafarer so as not to bother his concentration from the delicate duties and work on board that might affect his safety and efficient performance. The family would instead try to find solutions for small issues that they can normally handle by themselves. So then, it is but fair to say, the seafarers cannot be called heroes without calling their families heroes too, although they may be the unsung heroes to the general public. The seafarer's wife likewise deserves to share the recognition and accolade due the seafarer, for the wife do play a great part and influence in the performance of the seafarer on board and success in his career. At this instance, shall we give an applause to the seafarer wives and families, please? Also, the wife even deserves more. A kiss from husband seafarers telling her, thank you and I love you. So now with the holding of the first International Family Convention, the important role that the seafarer family plays in providing the inspiration and moral support to seafarers will be given the international awareness it deserves. Thus, I am very positive about the outcome of our convention today. And so, at this point, I'd like to thank Ms. Marisa Oka for initiating and organizing this event. Truly, you are a worthy daughter to a great and extraordinary father, the late Captain Gregorio S. Oka, whom we consider as the father of the Filipino seafarers, one who championed the rights and welfare of the seafarers and was God's instrument in making the lives of seafarers and families more secure. And Marisa, being a Master Mariner's daughter, you have touched the lives of many seafarers and families here. I share your happiness today for being able to gather these families together in pursuit of your advocacy to promote a stronger bond of the seafarer and family, not only in our country, but hopefully throughout the maritime world. For indeed, as the poets say, no amount of success can compensate for failure in the home. In my presentation today, I wish to impress the fact that since our seafarers are hailed as modern heroes, especially in the Philippines, needless to say, they deserve all the protection and welfare and security for the future of their families that they can get. While it might be true that the advent of the global